Hello, Sam here, editor of Oracle Time, and today I'm here with the biggest release of the recent LVMH Watch Week and a new chapter in a chronograph epic, the Zenith Chronomaster Sport. The El Primero chronograph caliber is at the centre of many a legendary sports watch, some of which even have Zenith on the dial. It's a racing caliber by birth, and the high-frequency movement has been tearing along since 1969, which, let's be honest, means it could use an update. Hence Zenith's new Chronomaster Sport collection. At the centre of the new collection is the El Primero Calibre 3600. It's been used in limited editions in the past, including the 50th anniversary piece, but this marks the first time it's been used in the regular collections, which, given it's a dramatic upgrade, is not a bad thing. Rather than the third wheel, the chronograph is driven directly off the silicon escape wheel, which means that it can measure 1/10 of a second increments. It's an impressive feat for any chrono, more so one that's now in regular production. It's also incredibly satisfying to use, possibly one of the most satisfying chronographs I've been able to play with. So far, so good. Then there's the new 41mm stainless steel case, which has already been nicknamed the Zenith Daytona. You can see why, a trio of subdials with a contrasting bezel, and slightly similar hands. Though that's all a bit unfair and, let's be honest, a bit unimaginative. Not all racing chronos are Daytonas. For one, the subdials are laid out completely differently to the Rolex, and looks-wise the overlapping trio of coloured counters makes for a substantially different style. The pump pushers have a more vintage feel, and it has no crown guard, making for a more elegant overall design. The black ceramic bezel is also a different animal. Rather than a tachometer, Zenith has instead opted for a 10-second counter to match the central chronograph hand, which would otherwise not match up to the indexes on the dial. More importantly perhaps, all the design touches are rooted in the history of the El Primero. The subdials are taken from the 1969 A386, which Zenith has recently revived, and the overall look was taken from the DeLuca of the 1980s. In short, yes, there are some cursory resemblances to Daytona, but the Chronomaster Sport has enough heritage of its own to show that it's its own watch. There are two versions of the new Chronomaster, one with a white dial and one with a black, both with the same black ceramic bezel. Both are available on a strap or a bracelet. Of the pair, the obvious winner is the white dial we have here on a blue strap to match the blue subdial. It stands out far more than the black with the dial bezel contrast, and the result is a sportier look that ties in the El Primero's racing legacy. The strap, while nice to look at, is a little awkward. I never really liked this combination of pin buckle adjustment and deployment clasp, just pick a lane, and it's a little stiff to use. That said, this is a shiny new watch, and hopefully the strap and buckle will wear in over time. Honestly, I was getting a little bored by Zenith's focus on open-dial defies at one end of the spectrum, reruns of the original El Primero at the other. They needed something in the middle, and the Chronomaster Sport hits that sweet spot perfectly. At £7,900 for the strap version, it's not a cheap watch, but given the new movement that's only a slight increase on other El Primeros, and less than most of the defies. But is it the coolest Zenith around right now? Yeah, I reckon it is. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest watch news and reviews, and don't forget to let us know in the comments what you'd like us to cover next.